Hello everybody! I'm Chris, and this is Midlife Crisis. Hey guys, welcome back to Midlife Crisis. Thank you so much for coming here and hanging out with me for a little bit. I'm really excited about tonight's video. I'm doing this after work. It's been kind of a long day, but you know what? I had to get this out. I'm really excited. So anyway, yeah, let's get to it. So, historic moment in my opinion. It's the first time that we're actually seeing real hardware on site in LA at the Port of LA. I know it's just a small thing, but to me it's actually a big thing. And when I see something like that, when it's a little piece of history, it reminds me of what's kind of important in this sort of situation. To take a moment to appreciate that moment, but also to look back. So I've created a little bit of something for you guys to watch. It's about 2 minutes and 50 seconds long. It's real quick. But what it is it's a quick history of the site. And there is a lot of history involved with this site. So SpaceX is moving into a building where, yeah, I mean, there was a lot that happened at this location over the years, and it makes it perfect for the advancement of science and the advancement of humanity, to use an area so rich in history and to do something really, really good with it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play that little video for you right now. I hope you enjoy it, and then we'll get to the good stuff later. Okay, so hold on, and it's coming in just a second. Thank you. It was built in 1915 and housed Japanese fishermen and their families. Man, these were kick-ass people. They worked really, really hard, and I mean hard, like hard. So, you know, they made a new life on the island for themselves. They had stores, nightlife, dining. They even had their own unique, specific dialect to the island that other Japanese citizens of Los Angeles could recognize as specifically being from Terminal Island. Pretty amazing. So what happened? World War II. With the start of World War II, the Japanese people of Terminal Island became public enemy number one overnight. So it was not long before the harassment and violence started, culminating with the United States federal government detaining all of the Japanese citizens of Terminal Island at the Manzanar internment camp in 1942, which started one of our nation's darkest and most regrettable moments. With the Japanese citizens of Terminal Island interned and permanently removed, what was next? Well, Bethlehem Steel, that's what was next. Bethlehem Steel was a very successful shipbuilder already positioned in the Port of Los Angeles. They were approached by the federal government, given the land, and within months they were churning out commercial vessels as well as naval vessels to help in the war effort. Bethlehem Steel needed workers, so they put out the call. And who answered the call? Well, the African American community in the South. And that spurred on what many called the Second Great Migration. So they came to Los Angeles en masse and filled the void. With the prospect of stable work and financial gain, many of the African American community were able to settle down, get loans, buy homes. In fact, the communities of Inglewood, Hawthorne, Compton, and many others really benefited from this. Bethlehem Steel had filled its positions. However, the canneries across the channel were left empty-handed. With the internment of all the Japanese women, they had no one to can the tuna. So where did they turn? Well, they turned to my wife's people, the Latinos and Latinas, primarily Latinas, to be honest with you. They came in and they took over, and they did a fantastic job, and as a matter of fact, they stayed. They stayed until the cannery slowly started closing, and the last cannery plant closed in 2001. All right, so that was my little historic piece on the site on Terminal Island. So there was a little something I wanted to add on to the end of that, and it's kind of important that we, explain this as well. So, yeah, once World War II ended, unfortunately, the African Americans that were working for Bethany Steel, well, yeah, about 90% of them were let go. America. So, you know, unfortunately that was part of the side effect. The Latinos, not so much. They were able to stay in the cannery positions, but yeah, the African American communities were pretty decimated by that, and actually the effects are still pretty much felt today. That, you know, imagine building some communities, having banks, having everything started based off of an industry, and then a couple of years later, 90% of the people that were making their living in that industry are unemployed. Yeah, it's going to take a long time to recover from something like that. So anyway, just wanted to add that in there. So now let's get to the good stuff. Okay, let's do some good stuff. So I know this is not a big deal to most people, but to me, this is a big deal. I think it's awesome. To see some actual material on the ground is amazing to me. It's actually the start. We are officially starting with SpaceX building stuff, getting the buildings up and running, and really moving humanity on to the next level. So yeah, let's go. Let's take a look. And now we're gonna, I know you guys are thinking, why don't you just get closer? Look at all that room you've got there. You've got like 50 feet to get closer. The problem is there's construction right there, so you can't go forward. They're rebuilding the LA City Walk right there, so they're gonna put, I think a lot of money. I think it's 175 to 200 million dollars they're gonna be spending down there rebuilding that walk. But look at the building. It's painted. It's painted. That wasn't painted before. So they're definitely starting on something over there. And I see a couple of porta potties, and oh, look at that, there's a stack of stuff. And so we're doing a pan just kind of across here to see. There's some more equipment. We'll get in closer on that in a minute. And then yeah, there's another little looks like some sort of powerhouse or something in the back there. Large vents of some kind. They must be doing something in there with the building on the left. But yeah, so okay, so here we are. You can see the cranes. So you look at the far right hand side, that's the number 1 crane, and then you've got 2, 3, and 4 right there. There are 5 large cranes on the property. Now we're going to pan kind of across. Forgive the shaky pan. It's the best I could do. It was a really windy day. So yeah, and it's quite a distance across there. But yeah, so you can see a general pan, so we can do a comparison to what we're going to see in the next, hopefully, 90 days. They're going to go up pretty quick, they said. So now we're going to pan back across. I think I end up kind of going in a little bit tighter here in a second on some stuff. But yeah, so there's the paint. You can see that they're doing some of that stuff. So that's good. Now we've got a good lay of the land now. So that's a good, base to go from. So now we can really start seeing progress the next few weeks. There we go. Now we're getting in a little bit closer. We should start getting in there nice and tight here in a second. Or as tight as I can get. Like I said, it's this tiny little camera. It's the Nikon B500, so I was actually kind of impressed. There we go. And it gets a little shaky, so if you guys pause... Oh, look, a roll of steel. I didn't notice that before. There's a roll of steel. Nice. Looks like there's... if you pause on this stuff, it's pretty clear. So, and you want to take some screenshots or whatever. It looks like a big compressor. I'm not sure what that other equipment is right there. I'm going to pan left here. Look at that nice little scissor lift. That's good looking. We've seen those before. Oh yeah, look at that. Big old cherry picker. Those are all over Boca. They've got tons of those at Boca. That's another one. And a big old forklift. Oh yeah, look behind there. Did you see that? Let's see if we go back over here. No, I just cut away. So I was trying to get in a little bit closer. Covering my mouth. But yeah, so you can see the roll of steel. That looks like, what is that, a computer panel or something? I'm not sure what that is. There's a big old compressor. But I'm not sure what that white thing is there. It kind of looks like a fridge, but it's obviously some sort of a control panel for something. Maybe a welder? Guys, let me know, guys. I'm going to pan across. There's the scissor lift again. And you can see the paint behind the scissor lift. They're painting the glass. I think they're just going to knock all that stuff out. And if you paint the glass, it's much easier to see, to sweep up and to clean up. But there's the scissor lift and the cherry pickers. Oh, and some lights. But if you look behind it, there's the construction office, the mobile construction office. So that's on site. So yeah, it looks like they're gonna get ready to go full board here. Beautiful. Some nice looking equipment. Again, sorry about how shaky it is. It just was a really windy day, and that's a long way away in a tiny little camera, so I don't have a really good base. But yeah, there we go, guys. It's a start. We are officially starting. SpaceX is official at the Port of LA, man. I love it. Let's start building some rockets. Let's go to Mars. Ah, yeah, this is exciting. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I mean, this is about it, but I mean, I'm going to throw up more. I'm going to throw the raw footage up maybe tomorrow or the next day, which is uncut with lots of wind noise. So, yeah. All right. That's about it, I think. Do I get in a little bit tighter on some of this stuff? Maybe. But like I said, if you guys pause as you go through, you can get some good stills, I think. Do some screen capture. But that's it. Thanks, guys.